How did my Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday sale go? I did a lot of things different this year, including planning earlier, sending more emails. How did it go? That's what we're going to talk about in today's solo episode. But first, hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of How I Built It, the podcast that offers actionable tech tips for small business owners and creators. Now that tagline is going to change coming in December a little bit as I focus on creators, still small business owners, but from a content creation standpoint. And that ties in a little bit to what we're talking about today in episode 245 of How I Built It. By the way, it's brought to you by Nexus, Text Expander, and Accessibility Checker by Equalize Digital. You'll be hearing more about them later on in the show, and you can find them and all the show notes over at howibuilt.it/245. So today, again, I want to talk to you about, I guess it's kind of a cyber weekend post-mortem. I made some notes. I thought it would be interesting to talk about on the show, as many of you are small business owners and creators. Maybe many of you ran your own Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. And maybe you suffered from some of the things that I used to suffer from that I changed my mindset on. So we'll be talking about some of the stats, the tools I used for the sale, my takeaways, my improvements. And in Build Something More, I will actually give real numbers for how much money I made, how many sales, and things like that. I'll also talk about the email sequence I sent and my improvements. And I'll be talking a little bit about affiliates and affiliate programs as well. So it's going to be a pretty action-packed Build Something More. If you want to sign up, you can do so over at howibuilt.it/245. There will be a sign-up form there where you can join for just $50 a year. That is less than $5 a month, which is less than one of the gingerbread lattes that you can get from Starbucks. I say gingerbread latte. I don't know if they make those anymore though, which I'm really bummed about because I love gingerbread lattes. So I've been, there's like a snickerdoodle one maybe. I don't know. I can't do most of that anymore because those aren't sugar free for the most part, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the Black Friday sale post-mortem. So if you didn't see, my offer was that everything would be 33% off. So the membership to the Creator Crew, I should say the Build Something Club was not 33% off because that's already a pretty low price. It's a really affordable price. And I didn't want that price to be lower than the launch day price, which I think was 25% off. So except for the Build Something Club, everything was 33% off. So the Creator Crew, which is my higher tier membership, which includes all of my courses, educational resources and videos, and a few other things that are outside of the bonus content that you get as part of the Build Something Club, was 33% off. So you could lock that price in at $112 a year. So it's not just for the first year. It was for as long as you're a member. Now, super secret thing I didn't mention during the sale was that the price is going up again in January because I'm also getting rid of the monthly payment option. I want to simplify my offerings, and in October or early November, you could go to the site and there were 5 different membership prices you could get. There was Build Something Club at $5 a month or $50 a year. And then there was the Creator Crew at either $16 a month, $49 a quarter, or $168 a year. And that $168 a year was 2 months for free. Maybe it's closer to $17 if I'm doing my math correctly. But I'm getting rid of the monthly and quarterly option. So it's either membership and it's an annual price. And so the price of $168 a year, where I say, oh, you get 2 months for free, doesn't really make sense. So I want to charge the full $199 or $192 for that membership, with the downsell being the Build Something Club. If you don't want all of the courses and you just want the bonus content. So that was one part of the sale. The other part of the sale, and maybe the more important part, or what I thought was the more important part, was that my courses, my a la carte courses, were going away. So you can no longer, as of this recording, go to creatorcourses.com and buy a one-off course. And so those are only part of the membership now. And the main difference, right, because generally the membership per year was less than most of the courses, but you get lifetime access to that course. So that's no longer an option. Anybody who bought the course before December 1st has lifetime access to that course. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I'm fundamentally changing the membership. And we'll talk a little bit about that when I get to the takeaways. But the thing that surprised me the most was that there wasn't this big land grab for lifetime courses. The vast majority of people bought the membership. So again, we'll talk about that in the takeaways. But first, let me go through some stats, and I'll give some numbers. Again, I'm not going to give the revenue or anything like that. I'm going to save some of that for the members only. But I will say that I sent 10 emails over 13 days. And really, it was more like 9 emails over 5 days, because I sent one email on November 17th that was, hey, here's what you can expect next week. And then starting Wednesday and skipping Thursday, I didn't send any emails on Thanksgiving. I emailed daily, and then on the last day of the sale, I emailed 4 times. And so I sent 10 emails over 13 days to 996 people. Those people were exclusive of anybody who has an annual Creator Crew membership or got the lifetime membership when I first launched the membership. So one Black Friday deal a few years ago was you can get the membership for life if you paid, I think, $400. So that 996 is exclusive of any current annual or lifetime members. If you're monthly or quarterly, you still got these emails. If you were in the Build Something Club, you still got these emails, because I want those people to upgrade to the annual price. The number of unsubscribes was 14. And the number of sales was 21. So that right there shows that the emails worked. I got at least one sale with every email. I made more sales than unsubscribes. And honestly, some of those unsubscribes were people who joined my list just for a giveaway or for some other reason. So the people who are actually interested in what I'm saying stuck around. I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. And again, I'll get to the exact revenue and Build Something more. But the price was 20% of my membership revenue for the year. So that's another important number, is that I did extremely well as far as my metrics for making the sale a success goes. I made over 50% more than what I thought I would make, etc. And then as far as memberships versus courses, exactly one person bought a course. Everybody else got the membership, which I was shocked at. So those are the numbers I'll share here. The tools I used, site-wide sales by my friends over at Stranger Studios / Paid Membership Pro. They made it really easy. It does take a little bit getting used to. I'm probably going to provide them with some feedback. And if they're willing, I'll kind of make a video about how I did it, but it was a little bit unclear, and I wish that there was better integration with the block editor. But that said, it worked extremely well. Woocommerce is my e-commerce platform, and LearnDash manages the membership side of it. So it's kind of, it's like a little bit ham-fisted, and this is because LearnDash didn't have membership, or they just rolled out subscriptions. So if LearnDash had all of those things, I don't know that I'd use WooCommerce at all. I probably still would because there's a lot of extra great tools for it. But I have WooCommerce for the shop, WooCommerce subscriptions to manage the subscriptions, and then LearnDash to manage the course access. And I might be able to kind of fix that now, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. And then I use Convertkit for the emails. Convertkit is my email service provider. And I like Convertkit because I was able to create a segment of all of my current annual or lifetime members that I could just exclude. And when somebody purchased, they got taken out of that sequence so that they wouldn't see those sales emails anymore. So that was really good. And I'll talk about improvements, what I could have done better that I kind of forgot to do. But I'm a big fan of Convertkit. So those are some of the stats. Those are the tools I used. All of the links for tools, there'll be affiliate links for at least Convertkit and LearnDash. They'll be in the show notes over at howibuilt.it/245. And so let's get into the takeaways. But first, we will have a word from our first sponsor, a sponsor that is really instrumental in the infrastructure for all of my stuff, and that is Nexus. This episode is brought to you by Nexus. Look, I know what it's like to spend too much time managing your website instead of your business. In fact, the previous host for this very show made it harder for me to focus on creating content because I was always trying to fix some problem with my website, especially on new episode days. And that's why I switched to Nexus. With Nexus's managed WordPress hosting, I don't have any problems to fix because Nexus fixes them for me, usually before I even know about them. I don't need to worry about my site going down on new episode days, or updates, or backups. I don't even need to worry about plugin vulnerabilities. Nexus has me covered. That's why I can be so consistent. And now they have membership sites with WP Quick Start. A membership site, especially if you're a creator or small business owner like me, can be a fantastic way to increase revenue. But there are too many moving parts for most people who just want to set something up and start making money. Membership sites with WP Quick Start does it all for you. That is great hosting. So check out Nexus today if you want a website and not a project. For a limited time, you can get 50% off your first 6 months. Just go to howibuilt.it/nexus, NEXCESS. That's howibuilt.it/nexus for 50% off your first 6 months. Thanks so much for Nexus for being a sponsor of How I Built It. Okay, so let's talk takeaways. My first takeaway, the biggest takeaway, is I was extremely surprised that the membership was a lot more popular than the courses, which at this point are no longer for sale a la carte. A couple months ago, you heard an episode from with John Warwillow, I should say. I should probably rephrase that, but I'm not going to. A couple months ago, you heard an episode with John Warwillow about the importance of subscriptions to any business. And that conversation convinced me more than anything else that I need to nix the a la carte courses and move only to subscription. And so from that point, I think we recorded in August and it came out in October. From that point, I wanted to reshape my membership and focus on what exactly members would get out of this. And so the Creator Crew is a place where creators can go to learn how to create consistently and make money doing it. And a lot of my courses really don't cover that sort of thing. I'm still pretty heavily embedded in the WordPress space, but I'm moving out of that more for a bevy of reasons that will likely be the bonus membership episode for this month. It's just something that's been weighing on my mind, and I'll probably talk about that in the members only episode this month. But I want to focus more on creators, and so that's the value proposition of the Creator Crew. So that kicked off a lot of ideas in my head That kicked off a lot of ideas for how I would position my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. And ultimately I landed on, you know what? This will be the last hurrah for a la carte courses. After this, so December 1st would be before December 1st, I should say, would be the last time that anybody could get a course and have lifetime access to it. On December 1st and moving forward, if you want to access the courses, you need to become a member annually. And I think annually is something that I internalized a couple years ago from my friend Brian Krogsgaard, who was guest number 3 on this show. He has since moved out of the WordPress space. He successfully exited Post Status, which is a very popular WordPress membership. He's doing crypto now. But he mentioned on the show that he only does annual memberships because it's a lot easier for a member to look back over a year and determine that they got value out of your membership than for somebody to look back over a month and determine if they got membership. So the churn he found is lower for annual memberships, right? Because think about it. Let's say you pay monthly, let's say you're paying me $19 a month to be a member at Creator Courses or the Creator Crew, and you go on vacation in July, and so you're just not in front of the computer as much. Then it comes time to renew in August, and maybe you just like to take the summer off. So maybe it's a couple of months. And then it comes time to renew in September, and you're like, well, I just paid almost $60 for nothing, and you churn out. Whereas if you look back over from November to November and you think, well, Joe had that really good series on using Text Expander, so that was worth the money to me. Or Joe's series on affiliate links helps me make this money back 5-fold. So I'm going to keep being a member in hopes that I'll continue to get that value. And so now you pay annually to get access to the courses, and that's thanks to John Warlow. And honestly, that conversation, as well as Brennan Dunn's course on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, got me thinking about this stuff really early. And so one of the reasons I think that this is my most successful Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale ever is preparation and messaging. I started thinking about this in October, what I would offer and what the direction of the business would be for 2022. And that helped me nail down something really good that I could start sowing the seeds for, right? If you're on my mailing list, you'll know that I started talking about this back in October, what to look for and what the potential offer could be. And then right before the sale, I redesigned the homepage of Creator Courses to really push the benefits of the membership. And something I feel I've internalized really well over this year, because it's been a repeated message from a lot of people, smart people much smarter than me, is customers buy solutions, not features. So if you go to creatorcourses.com right now, you will see I set up the problem. I then position the benefits of the membership. So you have to scroll a little while before you actually get to the features of the membership. And by that point, You know that I'm solving the problems of finding time to create and promote content. You know that I'm promoting the benefit of finding a process to capture ideas. And I'm solving the problem of having a diverse income. And that you'll get all of that with the Creator Crew membership. And then you learn that you get access to all future and current courses, the automations library, and a bunch of other things. Then I ask if you're ready to do this, and then I hit you with the pricing table. So that page redesign, and then I moved it over to the Black Friday sale page as well. So if you visited that site, you would see 33% off membership. Here's what you get in the membership. Oh yeah, you also get 33% off these courses, which will no longer be offered individually starting on December 1st. So that redesigned homepage and positioning the benefits was, I think, really important because I got from several people who signed up, I really follow you for the WordPress stuff, but I do need to create content better. And that made me feel really good about, first of all, everything I learned and implemented, but also I feel like I've found the right niche. And so after the first email on November 17th went out, the one that was basically like, oh, by the way, this discount code actually works right now if you want to get in on it. I saw that there was more interest in the membership. And that was confirmed after the second email went out. And so after the initial emails went out and I saw more interest in the membership, I kind of called an audible with the emails and I made some changes to that email sequence. But before we get into that, let me mention our second sponsor, which is Text Expander. This episode is brought to you by Text Expander. In our fast-paced world, things change constantly, and errors in messaging often have significant consequences. With Text Expander, you can save time by converting any text you type into a keyboard shortcut called a snippet. Say goodbye to repetitive text entry, spelling, and message errors, and trying to remember the right thing to say. When you use Text Expander, you can say the right thing in just a few keystrokes. Text Expander lets you make new approved messaging available to every team member instantly with just a few keystrokes, ensuring your team remains consistent, current, and accurate. Text Expander can also be used in any platform, any app, and anywhere you type. So take back your time and increase your productivity. But that's not all it does. With its advanced snippets, you can create fill-ins, pop-up fields, and more. You can even use JavaScript or AppleScript. I can type out full instructions for my podcast editor, hi Joel, in just a few keystrokes. Another one of my favorite and most used snippets is PPT. This will take whatever text I have on my clipboard and convert it into plain text. No more fighting formatting if I'm copying from Word or any place else. Last month, I saved over 2 hours in typing alone. That doesn't even take into the account the time I saved by not having to search for the right link, text, address, or number. You have no idea how many times I want to type out a link to a blog post or an affiliate link and I can't remember it and then I have to go searching for it. That generally takes minutes, but since I have a Text Expander snippet, it takes seconds. Text Expander is available on macOS, Windows, Chrome, iPhone, and iPad. I've been using it a lot more on my iPhone lately because I've been working from my iPhone more because there are days when I'm just not in front of my computer right now. If you've been curious about trying Text Expander or simple automation in general, now's the time. Listeners can get 20% off their first year. Just visit textexpander.com/podcast and let them know that I sent you. Thanks so much to Text Expander for sponsoring the show, and now let's get back to it. Okay, so I wanted to put Text Expander there because kind of talks about automating email, text expansion, and things like that. And I did end up calling an audible on my emails. So The first email sequences focused more on the courses because I thought that's what people wanted. But then when I found that they were more interested in the membership, I decided to focus more on the membership and do kind of the courses are also available. So in especially the last emails of the sale, I really focused on the benefits of the membership. Oh, by the way, you'll get access to this automation library. If you want a sample of the automation library, click this link and you can see what kind of automations I'm making available. Oh, if you want to see some of the things that you'll learn, I've made these videos available during the sale so you can watch them and determine if you want to become a member. And that worked. My highest volume of sales came in that time. And it was probably a combination of the urgency as well as seeing concrete benefits. And then the second thing I did was add 2 more emails to the last day, making it 4 total. Shout out to my friend Brian Richards, who convinced me to do this because it absolutely helped. So I did a 24 hours left in the sale, 12 hours left in the sale, 4 hours left, and 30 minutes left. And each one of those led to at least 1 sale. So my biggest takeaway here is, yes, preparation, messaging, and positioning are really important. But as a small business owner yourself, don't be afraid to send too many emails. And I will link to a blog post I wrote the same week I'm recording this, which is right after Cyber Weekend, about kind of people who feel that there are too many emails sent and how you can manage your inbox better. But as a business owner, I think that, especially business owners in the tech space, I think that sometimes we are a harsher critic of the technologies we see all the time. So too many emails. We're friends with a lot of business owners who are sending a lot of emails. And so we're like, I hate getting all of these emails. I'm sure my customers don't want to see them either. But really, we're providing our customers a service by letting them know, hey, time's running out. Hey, have you been interested in the membership? Because now you can get it. Now you can get it for even cheaper. So understand that we're helping our customers or potential customers. The people who are not interested, who will never be interested, will unsubscribe. And that's a good thing. Because I don't know about you, but on Convertkit, I pay to be in a certain subscriber tier. And so having those people on my list costs me money. And if they're never going to buy anything from me, I don't really want them on the list. And I don't want them to be on my list, and I don't want to be in their inbox either, because I don't want to crowd their inbox with things that aren't useful to them. So don't be afraid to send too many emails. That's, I think, the biggest takeaway. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say here is that for a long time, I hated pop-up modals because I saw them all the time. I knew how they worked. I knew that people were using them a ton. But you know what? They work. They get people to join your mailing list. So I added one, and then, one of my brother's friends busted my chops about it. And I basically said, hey, you complaining to me makes me $0. But people who sign up for my list through that pop-up modal join my membership, right? It works. And I'm going to do things that work because I'm not just spamming them with sales emails. I'm providing them value. And if you can show people that you're providing that value, then you should let them know as many ways as possible. People are visiting your site for a reason. They need a solution to a problem they have. What if you just walked into a restaurant and you said, what do you have to eat? And they're like, well, we have food. Okay, like what should I get? What if they didn't have menus or signs or anything because they didn't want to bother you? Well, you see menus everywhere. So we don't have menus. It's you want to let your customers know what you have to offer. So that's my biggest takeaway. Don't be afraid of sending too many emails. If you're really sending too many emails, you'll hear it or you'll see it, right? If you're getting like dozens of unsubscribes with each email you send, then yeah, maybe you're sending too many emails. But if you nurture your list, I email my list once or twice a week. Once a week, everybody gets my Build Something Weekly email where I provide links and the latest episode of the podcast and some general musings. And then for people who haven't opted out, on Wednesday, they get the live stream notice, letting them know that I'm going live. And so if you nurture your list and they know who you are and they know what you're about, selling to them a few times a year isn't going to bother them. That's a whole other episode, though. Maybe I'll have an episode like that. I had Jason Resnick on the show a while ago, but I think maybe it would be good to bring him back. Jason, if you're listening, let me know. I'm going to make a note in my notebook right now because, season 11 in 2022, that's going to focus on creators and email is a big part of it. Anyway, I got a little bit on my soapbox there, but don't be afraid to send too many emails. Nurture your list, tag your list and know them and send them the emails that are relevant to them. So those are the takeaways. Before we get into the improvements, I want to tell you about our third sponsor, and doing this right before the improvements is good because Accessibility Checker by Equalize Digital, who is the third sponsor, will help you improve your website and make you more accessible. So let's get a word from Accessibility Checker by Equalize Digital. This episode is brought to you by Accessibility Checker by Equalize Digital. One of the best things I did for this podcast was set up transcripts. Sure, there's some SEO juice for that reason, but it's mostly for accessibility. I wanted those who could not listen to the show to still get the content. But that's just one aspect of running anything online, from a podcast to a digital business. That's why you need Accessibility Checker. Accessibility Checker is an automated accessibility scanning tool to help your WordPress website become and stay accessible. The plugin helps designers, developers, and content creators make and keep their websites WCAG and ADA compliant, something that has been of increasing importance lately. But it also does this better than everything else out there because the data stays on your server, so it's privacy focused. It's real accessibility and not an overlay that fakes accessibility and also puts a target on your back. It gives you reports on the post-edit screen so content creators can identify and fix problems before hitting publish. And best of all, it lets you scan your entire site once and fast-track remediation efforts for an affordable price. Thanks to Accessibility Checker, I learned that I was using headings the wrong way, and I've been able to fix that problem and update posts as needed. And right now, you can get 50% off. If you run any website for you or your project or your clients, you need to make sure it's accessible. And with Accessibility Checker being 50% off, it's something you can't afford to pass up. Just head to equalizedigital.com/howibuiltit to claim that sweet discount. That's equalizedigital.com/howibuiltit to get 50% off. Make sure your website is a website for everyone today. Thanks to Accessibility Checker and Equalize Digital for supporting the show. Okay, we're back. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors for supporting the show. So let's talk about the improvements. First of all, post-sale, I did have to make a lot of changes to the site. I had to mark in Woocommerce. This is probably a good video for the membership, but I had to mark all the videos or the courses out of stock. And then I had to set the setting in Woocommerce to not show out of stock items. And I had to do it that way. First of all, because I didn't want to just unpublish them and create a bunch of dead links, though they should all redirect to the homepage now. But also, there are some variations on the courses and the memberships that I was getting rid of. And because I still have active subscribers for those variations, I couldn't just delete them. So I made them out of stock, and then I told Woocommerce, hey, don't show out of stock items. And then I had to go through each course and change the Learn Dash kind of buy now link to go to the membership page, and created redirects so that people can't stumble upon a place where they can, there are a couple of things that are kind of still technically open, but now they shouldn't be accessible. One is the timing didn't really work out for me on this, but I submitted a very light version of Podcast Liftoff to AppSumo as a way to build my list. And so, I need to keep that open for a little while longer, just in case anybody does buy. But honestly, it's just you get a lot more value from the membership. So, I had to keep that sale open, but for the most part, I just created a bunch of redirects. I also, for next year, I do need to do better list building. Again, if you're on my newsletter, you'll know that there was a period of a couple of weeks from October to November where nobody was joining my list, and I could not figure out why. And it's because I got a little bit too clever and accidentally broke something. So, I need to do better. Well, I'm not being as clever anymore. I'm just using straight up Convertkit forms, which is smart. And I also created some better, more relevant opt-ins. And so right now, Creator Courses was just kind of a bunch of landing pages, but there's going to be more stuff to help build the list, including pop-up modals to get people to, kind of get a sample for what the membership has to offer. I already did improve my sales sequence, my welcome sequence to sell the membership, which I wasn't doing very well. I had a call with Jason Resnick about that. And he said, I think your main goal needs to be to sell Creator Crew. So I made that improvement. So now as I build the list and I sell to, and I have that better welcome sequence in place, I think that I'll be in a very good spot for 2022. Something I forgot to do this time around was tag people who clicked but didn't buy. This is usually something I try to do because then the next day I'll send a follow-up email asking them why they didn't sign up, just to give me an idea, which I guess I could do, right? I could exclude, I can send to that same list. Hey, I just had this big Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale where the membership was the lowest price it'll ever be, and the courses were no longer going to be offered. I was just curious, why didn't, was there a reason that you didn't purchase? That helps me understand my list a little bit better. Because if they say something like, well, I really want to learn like basic WordPress stuff, well, then I can recommend them to WP 101. Or, well, it's interesting, but I really want to see content on automating in WordPress. Well, then I know that I picked that because I'm working on a series about that exact thing, but I know I can push that and let them know it's coming and give them a sample. And then maybe that will convince them to sign up. And then the other thing I need to do now is I have some work to do across multiple properties to push to the membership. I'll talk more about that and build something more. But as far as what the offer is going to look like next year, I just don't know, because this was a shift. One of the best times to have a sale, according to Jason Coleman, who runs PM Pro and site-wide sales, is when you're going through this big shift. Because it kind of gives you an excuse. So I knew that the courses, I positioned it so that the courses were going away right after Cyber Monday. And I was able to put them on sale that way. So next year, maybe it's a bonus call. Maybe it's a course only available during Black Friday or something like that. But, I have lots of months to think about that. So to sum up, I had more sales than unsubscribes from sending 10 emails over 13 days. I made 20% of my membership revenue on the year from this Black Friday sale. I will talk about actual revenue numbers in Build Something More, which you can sign up for over at howibuilt.it/245. I used site-wide sales, Convertkit, Woocommerce, and LearnDash for the tools. My biggest takeaway was I was surprised that the memberships were a lot more popular, but it also helped me prepare and position my messaging better. I called an audible in my email sequence because of that. And you shouldn't be afraid to send too many emails because people who are actually interested in what you're saying aren't going to unsubscribe for being sold to. The people who do unsubscribe because they're being sold to probably are never going to buy from you anyway. And I know I talked about that for a long time as a rant, but case in point, I get emails from Untuck and Mac Weldon every single day. Untuck's emails are one of three. Hey, this sale is coming. Hey, this sale is happening. Hey, we've extended the sale. And I don't unsubscribe because I like what they sell. And on the off chance that I do need more Untuck shirts or whatever, I'll buy them. Mac Weldon's a little better, right? They just kind of let you know like what's in the catalog. And I get these insider emails because I've spent too much money with them where they'll send it to their email list that there's a new product first before doing the formal announcement. And I stay on those lists because I like the products and I want to know when there's something new I can buy. So don't be worried about annoying your email list. And then for the improvements, I want to improve the site experience a lot better over the next month or so. I want to build my list better. I have a better welcome sequence, and I want to gather as much information as possible from my subscribers over the next year so that I can create a good, relevant Black Friday sale for next year. In Build Something More, I will be giving you actual numbers. I'll be walking through my email sequence, and I'll be talking a little bit about, again, affiliate sales, how much money I made from affiliate sales, as well as running an affiliate program. So I want to thank you for listening. Thanks to all of our sponsors. They are Text Expander, Nexus, and Accessibility. I don't know why I say it that way. Accessibility Checker by Equalize Digital. Their support makes this show possible. I want to thank all of the Creator Crew and Build Something Club members. Your support allows me to do a lot of really cool stuff and make money by creating content, and I really appreciate that. To get more information about the membership, our sponsors, and all of the show notes, you can head over to howibuilt.it/245. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much for listening. And until next time, get out there and build something.